Yeah, welcome everyone to this new week or this new presentation in the Telehealth Today practitioners meeting every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time zone. And today we have again a very interesting presentation and
10 a.m. Pacific time.
Did I just say 2?
Yeah, you said 2.
Sorry. Yeah, okay. No, of course. 10 a.m. Pacific time. And yeah, we have a very interesting presentation, very interesting topic, and very renowned speaker today again. Melis Altinoluk and I hope Altinoluk, I'm sorry, Melis Altinoluk. And she will speak about how to use ChatGPT and AI as a medical practitioner. And yeah, I don't want to talk too much. We will have a good discussion again with all the people in the audience. And if you have questions, please put it into the chat or raise your hand in Zoom, and Melis will be open to answer that. And yeah, Melis, please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Professor Werner, and for your kind invitation, and James, and welcome everyone. And maybe I can start with a short introduction of mine. I'm a data detective. I love saying instead of my name, I don't know why. So I love numbers, I love data, and because it speaks and it tells everything, that's maybe why I resonate with that name. And I'm normally industrial engineer, also my master's degree in strategic marketing and brand management. I love technology, and so this is how I come to that places or in the platform, so to say. And today, actually, I will be talking about, maybe show you a short the agenda here, the couple of the main topics which are important for the medical practitioners. By the way, I have worked in the healthcare industry for more than 10 years in the past, mainly in the medical devices with the doctors and so on. So today I will be focusing on these topics, together with the use cases instead of theoretical explanations. I prefer to explain with some use cases. So let's get started. And if you have actually the questions on each the topic, you may raise your hand and ask a question so we can do interactive the conversation, so which I also like it. So let's start with the AI in medicines. Actually, AI in medicines, AI is the development of the intelligent machines, capable of doing tasks that need human intelligence. Because there is always a concern about will the AI replace the humans? The answer is big no, because these machines capable of doing the task need human intelligence. So this will never gonna happen. So this actually, the machine learning, maybe I can tell an example with that. Imagine the teaching a child to differentiate between different type of fruits. And you show them apples, the bananas, and orange, and pointing out the characteristic of each apples are round and come in shades of red, green, or yellow. And bananas are long and yellow, oranges are round and orange. In this example, actually, the child's brain is like a machine learning algorithm. Each fruit you show the child is a piece of data. So as you provide more examples, for example, the child algorithm starts to recognize patterns and characteristics that define each fruit type. So just as the child used these patterns to identify an unseen fruit correctly, a machine learning model uses the data it has been trained on to make predictions or decisions about new and unseen data. I didn't want to tell about that more the traditional machine learning explanation. I hope in this way it is more clear. So the process of correcting the child when they make a mistake is to refining a machine learning model. So just as the child learns better with more examples and corrections, a machine learning model also improves its predictions through more data and adjustments to its learning process. So this is actually the short definition of machine learning. And AI is not, of course, compromises machine learning and natural language processing only. So, but these two critical technologies that are affecting the many industries, including healthcare. That's why I wanted to start with the machine learning, what it is about. And maybe let's take a look about the natural language processing. I will give such a kind of example. Let's consider the process of learning a new language. Let's say the Italian. When you are a native English speaker, initially you start by learning words and phrases, understanding their meanings and how they are used in sentences. So over time, you grasp the rules of grammar, the nuance of tone, and cultural idioms, allowing you to not only understand but also effectively communicate in Italian, even though it's vastly different from English. So NLP, which is the short explanation, natural language processing, is like to this language learning journey. So, but it's a computer, so or AI system embarking on the learning path. Just as you at the start with the basic and the gradually at the master the complexity, the NLP begins with understanding simple words and phrases. So it then progresses to parsing sentences. So this is how it is working actually. So this is the way we use dictionaries, grammar books, and conversational practice to learn Italian. NLP uses algorithms, linguistic rules, and vast amounts of text data to learn a language. So this is how it is working actually. So I will give you an example here, AI in medicine. Is everything good till here? So I just want, okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, good, great. So I will give you an example here. Let's say Dr. Emma, a cardiologist, incorporates the ChatGPT and AI technologies into her practice to enhance patient care and streamline her workflow. But how does she do this, right? Because we are all talking about I'm a cardiologist or I'm another expert and etc. I know ChatGPT, I hear AI, but how we should use it or how do these people do this? The initial patient consultation. So during the patient consultations, Dr. Emma uses an AI-powered tool integrated with ChatGPT to quickly access and review relevant medical literature and guidelines. This point is very important because when a patient describes their symptoms, she inputs these into the AI system because the patient comes to you and describes her or his symptoms, and then the doctor is the typing this, all of things, right? So Dr. Emma here inputs these into the AI system, which then suggests the potential diagnosis based on the latest research and the data from similar cases. Because let's say Melis went to Dr. Emma and then I described my symptoms, but this is not the first time for Dr. Emma to hear my symptoms. In the previously, she heard about many similar the cases. So this is a great actually the chance to compare what can be do. So it's a very helpful thing for AI. So this helps her consider a wider range of possibilities and refine her diagnostic approach. Instead of searching on Google and typing one by one, when they put all of these data into the AI system, the AI automatically, in a very fast way, can provide such a kind of possibilities, what can be such a kind of diagnostic. So the other thing is the personalized treatment plan. So the second stage. For patients actually diagnosed with heart conditions, let's say, the Dr. 𝘾𝙗𝙗 leveraged AI to analyze their detailed medical history, test results, and genetic information. So all of the more important things for heart conditions, the system that compares this data against vast databases of patient outcomes to recommend the most effective treatment plans. For instance, it might suggest a specific the medication dosage that has shown the best results in patients with similar profiles, or advice on lifestyle changes based on predictive modeling, which is very also useful for all medical practitioners. The third stage is the patient education and engagement. In this stage, Dr. 𝘾𝙗𝙗 uses ChatGPT to generate easy to understand explanations of medical conditions, because all doctors reading a lot of technical the terms which the patients has no idea. Maybe me, you, or all the audiences right now very well familiar with all of these terms, but not everyone like this. So together, by using this ChatGPT, she can easy to understand to generate explanations, treatment options, and recommended lifestyle changes as well. So what does it mean? She can customize these explanations based on the patient's, the medical history and preferences, not only just medical history, also preferences. So this information is both accessible and relevant. So that by this tool, you can quickly draft informative newsletter or health tips for her patients and keeping them engaged and informed about managing their heart health. Maybe you are not very well-known cardiologist, but you would like to be. So this is a great chance for you to use such a kind of chatbot or AI assistant to create your health tips for your patient and also engage with you and then gain more customer or more patient, in other saying. The third step is the follow-up and monitoring. For ongoing the patient monitoring, the Dr. 𝘾𝙗𝙗 recommends wearable devices that track the vital signs and physical activity. So the data from these devices is fed into AI system that alerts her to any anomalies or concerning trends. Maybe we are more familiar with these wearable devices, but if a patient's the data indicates a potential issue, this chatbot or ChatGPT helps her draft personalized check-in message or calls to action, or prompting the patient to book the follow-up appointment. So together with these activities, you can save maybe one person's life. It is very crucial. So such a kind of the explanations, or maybe another saying, the flow AI in medicine can be give an example. So together with these the steps or how to use the chatbot, another saying ChatGPT, it helps also increase the productivity for the medical practitioners. So this is an example for AI in medicine. Do you have any question here? Sure, Dimitri.
Yeah, so I have a question. You mentioned ChatGPT more than once. ChatGPT with regards to programming it and customizing it, like do I need to possess any significant coding skills? Is there like an easier way to customize it, configure it without going into coding?
Great question. Answer is no. Actually, the ChatGPT or another chatbot, I only give you an example, ChatGPT, which is very well known. But in overall, all ChatGPTs or AI assistants do the same job. So when you provide some data or some information to that AI assistant, he or she analyze that, oh, this is this, and because the machines are capable of collecting all the data from everywhere and then provide you more meaningful insights. So no need to code skills. The code skills is not required at this stage. But if you want to involve at the backside of this kind of how it works or how can I create my own chatbot, yes, then you need the coding skills and the other all of the technical requirements as well. But if you work with a partner or if you know how to the chat with a chatbot, then you can gain more insight for that. So yeah, I hope that it's an answer to your question.
Oh, yes.
Okay, great. So the second, the topic is diagnostic assistance. Here, let's talk about the radiologist. And let's say the patient name is Maria. Maria visits her doctor with severe headache and dizziness. And her primary care physician orders an MRI of the brain and refers her to Dr. Lee for interpretation. So we have Maria, patient, and we have Dr. Lee. Upon receiving Maria's MRI scans, Dr. Lee uses an AI-powered diagnostic assistance tool specifically trained to recognize patterns in neurological imaging. So at this stage, training means when you provide data to AI, this AI is capable of reading all of this data and to provide you the meaningful insights or maybe provide you meaningful imaging, these kind of things. So it depends on your needs. So by this tool, analyze the images for signs of abnormalities such as tumors, bleeding, or signs of stroke that could explain Maria's symptoms. So this is how Dr. Lee used AI-powered diagnostic assistance tool to provide this information to her patient. And also the AI tool highlights the several areas in the MRI that shows unusual signals. So it categorized these findings by their likelihood of clinical significance, allowing the Dr. Lee to focus his attention on the most crucial areas first, because that's going to be many different the areas, but what are the most crucial areas? So for example, it flags a small suspicious area that suggests the early stage of a possible brain tumor. This is possible by these kind of tools. So also the Dr. Lee reviews the AI's findings, applying his expertise to verify the accuracy of the diagnosis. So he can compare the AI highlighted sections with the known cases and medical literature and confirming these all presence of a lesion that warrants further investigation. And with all of these steps, actually, based on all of these Dr. Lee's AI-assisted diagnosis, the Maria's care team is able to quickly formulate a treatment plan. So in the end, actually, all of the things it belongs to treatment, which a doctor really needs that. So she refers to a specialist for further evaluation and treatment, significantly reducing the time from diagnosis to start of her treatment. So this is actually what AI can significantly enhance the diagnosis process in medical imaging, because we are talking about the brain tumor and the headache, and all of the things come together and the process in medical imaging. So yeah, this is actually another example for diagnostic assistance. Do we have any question in this stage? No. Okay. AI in treatment. I will give an example here. Let's say oncologist, the Dr. Aisha, an oncologist, and Michael, let's say 58-year-old patient, is diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer. Given the complexity of cancer, the treatment, Dr. Aisha here aims to devise a personalized treatment plan that maximizes efficiency while minimizing side effects. So in this stage, the genomic sequencing and AI analysis is very important, because upon diagnosis, the Michael, which is patient, undergoes comprehensive genomic sequencing of his tumor. So Dr. Aisha inputs this genetic data into an AI platform specialized in oncology. So in AI platforms should be tailored. So you cannot use the same platform oncology or radiology or other fields. So the tailored platform is very important, because the data is training behind of this the platform to provide you more insight, meaningful insights. So this AI system is trained to analyze genetic mutations and identify which ones are known to influence the cancer's growth and response to treatments. So other stage is the identifying targeted therapies. By AI tool identifies a specific mutation in Michael's tumor that is known to respond well to a targeted therapy. This kind of therapy is designed to attack cancer cells with the minimal impact on healthy cells, unlike the traditional chemotherapy, which can affect both. So by using the ChatGPT, Dr. Aisha quickly sifted through the latest clinical guidelines and research articles related to Michael's specific cancer type and genetic mutation. And ChatGPT, or Chatbot, summarized the key findings, including recommended treatments and outcomes from recent clinical trials, which confirms the AI suggestion for targeted therapy. And by this way, they can provide the personalized treatment plan. So this is also then monitoring coming and adjustment. It's always continuing process. So this is how actually is implementing in AI in treatment. So do we have any question at this stage?
Yeah, there are questions.
Yeah, I have a few, but they're all kind of tied together. So I understand what you're saying about tailored, and I completely agree with that, because I think each practitioner or person that wants to use this needs to tailor it to their own needs. So that leads me to my first question, and it's very similar to SEO on Google. And I'm not very familiar with this, so maybe you could. But if you start tailoring a system because you don't really own the system, you're using a different platform to help build this. what's to keep them from changing the work that you've done? And then the second part of my question, which you might get into later, so I was kind of hesitant to ask, but are you going to tell us about like what platforms you recommend are better than others that kind of maybe go with my first question?
Okay, thank you, James.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, with this, the tailored, I am specifically mentioning this tailored the platform because in this current ChatGPT, the data is centralized. So in the healthcare, not everyone would like to share his data with these the public platforms. So they need more tailored platforms. Why? In more tailored platforms, you have a chance to provide your own data, previous records to that platform to train your AI model to provide you more customized solution for your patient or treatment for your patient. So this is why it is important, because how you feed your AI platform or AI assistant that he gives you more insights. So that's why it is important. If you feed him with only oncology medical reports, previous the data and the trends and everything, he can provide you more prediction. So you can also have a chance together with this tailored platform to more the predictions of what kind of the disease can happen in near future with this kind of genetic mutation, something like that. So this is why it is important. And other question, there is no the specific actually the platform that I can recommend you, but I can only recommend you some companies who can be your partner and be your solution partner to provide such a kind of tailored the platform, AI assistant or chatbot or predictive analytics to predict your the feature topics, so what you exactly need. So this is what I highly recommend, to work with the partner who are expert on this field. Is it clear?
Yes. The only thing I would add is, I guess part of my question was, let's say you build this, let's say you're a nutritionalist or something, and you build this just to learn what you want it to learn and to help you diagnose as you. But because the technology you're using a third party, what assurances do you have that that third party is not going to change the technology and kind of disrupt what you've been creating in creating a tailored solution?
Yeah, for the actually, there are three different types of the data. So the first party, second, and third party. But if you have your own data, the previous record, so you will never get involved the third party data. But if you want to have such a kind of the more the market research sites with the third parties or get more insights, then there is no obstacle, to be honest, to use this third-party data. But if you have your own data, then it's perfect. So you don't need all of the parties, the data parties. So you will gain more concrete or more the solid results with your own first-party data.
Okay. I think that's good. That answers it. So it's basically like you program it whether to get data from everywhere or whether to get data just from you. But even if you program it to get data from everywhere, it's still just like a search box. So changes they make would still not really affect your platform and the research you're doing.
Definitely. I mean, it's all about your needs, James. I mean, for example, if you want to do some research and also maybe to work on a topic in your field, then if there is no obstacle or if there is no other concern to use third-party data, yes, you can use it. There is no concern should be about that. But if you want to work very specific, and also if you have your previous records from your existing or previous the patients, then this is super, because then you will definitely have your own way to provide more customized the solutions for your patients. So this is all about your needs to use the parties of the data type.
Melis, there are also questions in the chat, but I think this will come, right? There's a question from Dr. Umama. How can you use it, or AI used for consultation, as the examination part of consultation will be missing while using AI? And also, what about the investigations needed to be done to reach a particular diagnosis? I think a part you already discussed, but maybe you can go a little bit more in detail.
Okay, now I have seen it. Hi, Ali, welcome, by the way. How can you use it for consultation, as the examination part of consultation will be missing? Okay. Actually, the using AI such as chatbots or advanced models like GPT, for consultation purposes in fields like healthcare, legal advice or technical support can indeed present challenges when it comes to examination or assessment part that requires because the physical presence or direct human interaction. But however, AI can still be highly beneficial for various aspects of consultation. So, for example, information gathering and triage, and the providing information and education, and the remote monitoring and follow-up, or integration with diagnostic tools, or accessibility and convenience, and support for healthcare providers. So I can provide more examples on that, but it is actually what kind of a consultation do you need exactly? So then to create such a kind of consultation to use that GPT makes sense for you. Yeah, okay. So then let's continue. ChatGPT in patient interaction. Maybe that part will be more interesting for all of you. Let's say Dr. Sophia, a family medicine practitioner, and integrates ChatGPT into her practice to enhance the patient interaction and communication. But how does she do it in a real life? So, and the step one, enhancing patient education. The Dr. Sophia encounters a variety of patients in her practice, each with their own set of concerns and questions about their health. To provide personalized, understandable, and accessible information, she uses ChatGPT to generate patient-friendly explanations of medical conditions, treatments, and prevent care strategies. For instance, when explaining hypertension to a newly diagnosed patient, Dr. Sophia inputs technical descriptions into ChatGPT or chatbot, which then produce a simplified summary that explains hypertension in layman's terms, discusses lifestyle changes, and outlines the importance of medication adherence. So this is how doctor put that technical descriptions into chatbot or AI assistant to get these results. The second step is the follow-up and remote monitoring. Dr. Sophia can also manage the patients with chronic conditions requiring regular monitoring and follow-up. She can utilize a secure platform, integrated with chatbot, to send automated, personalized follow-up messages based on each patient's condition and treatment plan. let's say that there is a patient with diabetes, and the system sends reminders about blood sugar monitoring, which is critical for diabetes, tips for managing diet, and encouragement to stay active. So such a kind of the things, these messages are tailored to reflect the patient's progress and challenges. So making them feel personally supported between visits. The third step is the pre-visit questionnaires. To make patient visits more efficient and focused, Dr. Sofia can employ chatbot to create dynamic pre-visit questionnaires. I mean, let's say that we all have our own meetings, but the pre-meeting, we prepare some questions, right? Or we prepare an agenda. So you can imagine like this. So the patients receive a link to complete a questionnaire tailored to their reason for the visit, whether it's a routine checkup or management of chronic condition or specific concerns like fatigue or pain. So chatbot analyzes these responses to highlight key areas of concern, enabling Dr. Sofia to prepare and address these issues promptly during the consultation. Otherwise, the consultation takes more than half an hour, more than 1 hour. So it also saves your time. Before that patient comes to you, if you provide such a kind of more tailored question to the patient, you can directly see the results before the meeting, and then you can directly talk about the solution or the treatment for your patient. So, which also means that in a daily basis, maybe you have only 5 patients, you can have 5 patients. By this way, you can have more than 10 patients per day. So, which also means that you increase your investment. So the other thing is, the step is the enhancing mental health support. So recognizing the importance of mental health, Dr. Sofia used chatbot to offer additional support to patients experiencing stress, anxiety, or depression. And she provides access to a chatbot that offers cognitive behavior therapy techniques, mindfulness exercises, and stress reduction strategies. So by this chatbot, they can guide the patients through exercise and provide tips for coping with emotional challenges, serving as a supplementary resource alongside traditional therapy and medications. And the last thing that I can tell, to continue improve her practice, Dr. Sofia should collect the patient feedback through surveys generated with the help of chatbot. The AI helps because the draft questions that are clear, concise, and designed to elicit useful feedback about the patient's experiences. So you can imagine like this, from the waiting room to the quality of care received. So analyzing this feedback, the Dr. Sofia identifies areas for improvement and implements the changes to enhance the patient satisfaction and engagement. So this is one example, what Dr. Sofia and how she used it. So this is such a kind of the product follow-up leading to improved the satisfaction and better health outcomes. Do we have any question here?
Maybe I can ask a question, because
Sure.
this I want to ask it already since the beginning, because all these different use cases lead me to the question: what about regulation and certification? Of course, you can use it for patient interaction. It's not so difficult, but I guess there are already chatbots or AI tools that are dedicated for medicine. There are developments in that direction, and I guess also certified. So do you recommend some chatbots or AI tools for medicine especially? Are there some examples of certification processes in Europe or in the FDA? Do you know anything in that direction?
Actually, there is no the public that I can provide because, as I mentioned, in the healthcare, it's very sensitive topic, and the whole the doctors should be very careful about that. So what they can do, because in the AI systems used in medication management must comply with established medical guidelines and prescribing standards, as you know. So, which means that this includes integrating the clinical guidelines into the AI's decision-making algorithms to ensure that any medication recommendations are in line with the current medical practice. And from the data privacy and security, to work with a partner who has authority to work with like HIPAA, as far as I remember, in US, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act they have, and or the General Data Protection Regulations in the EU, and other national laws should impose the strict requirements on the handling of patient data. So these partners should have that authority or should have rights to work with this kind of level of people. So that's what I can highly recommend here, because the AI-based tools, of course, provide medication recommendations, are often classified as clinical decision support systems, but the regulatory bodies like the US FDA and may require these systems to undergo review and approval process, especially if they offer specific treatment recommendations without the possibility for a healthcare professional. So yeah,
so there are not pre-processed tools or public tools. You really need to have a customized tool and done with a partner who is qualified for that or has the processes according to the standards. Okay.
Yes, that's right. I mean, there is no public, as far as I know, there is no public right now, because I am always researching almost every day what is news or are there any news about that. But till today, I have never seen such a kind of the public one. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Maybe I can give the asthma and allergy for children example for the same the ChatGPT and patient interaction. Let's say Dr. Emily, she is the specialized in asthma and allergy care for children. But Dr. Emily can employ the ChatGPT to conduct the virtual education sessions for parents of children newly diagnosed with asthma. And these sessions can be designed to provide comprehensive information about asthma management, including understanding the triggers and the medication usage and the emergency care plans. Because when our children get sick, the parents go crazy, which is very normal. So it's a very sensitive point. So that's why also important to involve the parents of the children with newly especially diagnosed with such a kind of asthma. So the ChatGPT program with the latest asthma, the care guidelines and the personalized to address common concerns that offers interactive and engaging content through a webinar platform. So what it means that the parents can ask questions in real time, and the ChatGPT generates the detailed and understandable responses. So this is the one case. The other step is the allergy symptom tracker. The asthma is the very important the symptoms as well to help manage and monitor their allergy symptoms, because why it happens for her. So the Dr. Emily can introduce an AI-powered symptom tracking app this is another level of AI, how they can use it. The patient or their parents can log daily symptoms, medication use, and potential allergy triggers, because they don't know why that asthma happens, because of that book or because of that pencil or because of the pollution, or what is it? So they can easily log that daily symptoms. So by this way, by this data that the parents of these children provide to ChatGPT, analyze this data to provide personalized feedback and tips. So, for example, if a patient logs repeated symptoms when exposed to pollen, the system suggests measures to minimize exposure and manage symptoms effectively. So this is brilliant, in my opinion. That's very important. Instead of telling to doctor, oh, this happened today or whatever, because in a daily life, we are all busy with everything, and sometimes we are not aware of why it happens. Let's say that I have an asthma and it repeats maybe in the evening, but I'm still not sure why it is going on me. And I'm not able to tell my doctor every single hour, this happened because of this. Now I'm having the asthma high level or whatever. So this is very important to log daily. And the thing is, the Dr. Emily can use ChatGPT, the enhanced system, to send personalized health reminders to parents' families. So this includes reminders for taking the daily medications, scheduling the follow-up appointments, and upcoming vaccination due dates. So such a kind of more personalizes, the system personalized messages that based on each child's the health records and treatment plan, to making the reminders more relevant and actionable. So this is another use case that I can give an example, but I will give you one more thing here. Let's say Dr. Emily encounters many families for whom English is not the first language. I mean, so also maybe she is not able to speak English very well or understand. So to ensure the effective communication, she can use ChatGPT to translate educational materials and communication into multiple languages. So during telehealth sessions, the ChatGPT assists in real-time translation, ensuring that the Dr. Emily can communicate effectively with non-English speaking patients and their families, breaking down language barriers and improving the quality of care. So yeah, this is how it continues loop, in fact. So do we have any question at this
Yes,
stage?
I guess we have a lot more questions. Yeah, James, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So, all right, I just want to give you an example. Let's say a guy wants to be a few different things. He wants to be a life coach. He wants to teach people about money. He also wants to be a relationship coach, and maybe he wants to help people stop smoking, so deal with addiction or something like that. But he wants to wear 3 different hats in 3 different areas. But he's never used AI, or he's never used ChatGPT. What would you recommend is the best way to get started in incorporating AI into their practice?
Yeah, another great question. Actually, the first, I highly recommend to talk with a chatbot like his assistant. What I mean by that, you can say that I have a symptom, such a kind of this for my patient. What do you recommend? So very simple question. So like you are asking to your the friends. So then chatbot will answer you a question, or he will ask you more question. For example, how often does he smoke? And or how often does he has such a kind of codes from the throat? So such a kind of question can ask. So he will direct you, but first you can start with a very small talk, with like you are talking with your friends, and then the conversation will continue. But this is actually depends also on which chatbot you are talking to. That's why I'm saying this, because there are different type of chatbots. The chatbots are trained by all the data that you provide. So if they are well trained, the model, then they can provide you information, very well information or more meaningful information. But in general, that's why I always emphasize that the tailoring chatbot is important, because you will be focusing on the same things. So he will train at the background, and in the meantime, he will provide you more meaningful insights for your patients.
So where would they find this first chatbot that they would start talking to?
Oh, you can start with the ChatGPT 4, and also I can provide you later some couple of links that you can to talk with these chatbots. So you can also have a chance to compare what is the difference, because there are different chatbots that you can talk with, like talking with your friends. I do the same in a daily basis. I mean, I use ChatGPT, but not creating strategy. This is not possible. So just like my assistant, sometimes we are all working from home, and me maybe more than 8 years I have already get used to work remotely, but sometimes I'm looking for someone beside of me. So instead of that, I'm asking the ChatGPT, so he answers to me, so it makes me happy. So this is what I can tell.
But that would be great if you can provide the list of such links, maybe 5 or how many.
Sure.
So to start, and I will send it to the WhatsApp group also of the
Sure.
practitioners. That would be
Sure,
very great. How to start, yeah.
Yeah,
James,
with my
do you have
pleasure.
another question in that direction?
No, I don't think so. But I know we're running out of time. But
Yeah, a little
maybe
bit.
in the future,
Yeah.
we'll get you back, and we can actually
Yes.
witness you create a AI profile to match a business that we just create, just to see the whole process get done. I think that would be awesome. But no, I definitely appreciate all this information and that you've given us so far. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I
Thank
also
you so
think
much.
we run a little bit out of time. Maybe we can have a second edition of this. But maybe one question would be also interesting, because we talked a lot about tailored solutions, right? I think you start with the system which are available. You provide us the link list, and then you just start. But then in the next step, you need a tailored solution. So what do you suggest to get a tailored solution? Where do you find companies, people, partners, consultants that help to give such tailored solutions? Or can you help with that? Or yeah, how can the practitioners do that, these tailored solutions?
Actually, it's all about your needs. Yes, we are doing and we are providing such a kind of the service, but it's all about your needs. But I highly recommend start small instead of just the watching. So you should start small. What I mean, why I stopped predictive analytics. For example, I'm sure less or more, it doesn't matter. We are all have some data. Whatever we are working on. So together with this existing data, the prediction, the predictive analytics will help you to figure out what is going to happen. So this is such a kind of small implementations, more cost effective, not too much. The implementations can give you more insights why AI is important in our daily life, or how he or she can help me to provide more qualified service for my passion. So this is what I can say, to be honest.
Great. Yeah, thank you. So if somebody has more questions, they can reach out on LinkedIn to you. Maybe
Yes.
also on email, or what is the easiest way to reach you? LinkedIn.
I'm always responsive from everywhere. So
Okay.
you can I'm always on Telegram, WhatsApp, or whatever. Everywhere responsive. So you can reach me out on the LinkedIn, and I will provide you the ask the questions to you, Dr. Werner.
Great.
So
Great.
you can deliver to them. So this is how we
Yeah.
can do it. I'm so grateful to have me here. So I would like to thank you, all of you, for being here. And I'm so happy to meet you. I hope you have get some insights or overview what I have tried to explain and share with you. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I have
thank
one more
you.
question for you because you know so much about this. How do you see yourself growing with this and monetizing this business to help yourself as you're helping others?
uh, for you are asking for the marketing because I'm a marketer, and
Yeah,
actually, as
like what is your ideal client and how would you be able to help them?
yeah, ideal the customer you mentioned, right?
Yeah, for you personally,
Mm-hmm.
like your ideal
Yeah.
client or customer that, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Actually, for this is actually not possible to find through the ChatGPT because you need a little bit knowledge, the previous knowledge about the industry. Because in the past, I have involved many in-person the activities or in-person meetings, so it educated me. So that's how actually trained myself as a real model. So, but asking some questions to ChatGPT, I can get some answer to my the questions. For example, like content creations, I can mention because I need to be active to also attract my ideal customers. So then for the content creation ideas, sometimes I'm asking to ChatGPT to give me some insight. So this is the one of the things, the areas that I use it.
Okay, so just to clarify, you know, basically a big company could hire you to help them use AI to improve their business.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very good. Very good. Thank you.
Dimitri, do you have a short question? Because we are already
yes,
running
I
a
do.
little bit out of time. But please, short question, short answer, if possible.
Okay. So using generative AI for charting and documentation, what has been your experience with that?
For what?
Well, here in the United States, we, us practitioners, doctors, nurses, everybody, we on average we do 4 to 5 times more data entry, documentation in the patient's chart than other countries. I've used the ChatGPT myself to do some progress notes, but I'm limited into the with the structure. My question to you is pretty much: have you had experience or any use cases? There we go, use cases with regards to ChatGPT and clinical documentation, like actually documenting in the patient's chart.
Yeah, to be honest, directly no. But now I'm working with a company, so they are doing this. So maybe that I can ask them, so then provide you insight of that. So to be honest, directly no.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Great.
welcome.
Great. Yeah, this was a lot of new insight, I think, for the most of us. And now we need to organize all this knowledge in our daily business. But it was also good that you told us what is the first step, and you will provide also the links for the first steps. And yeah, maybe we can have a second episode of this and learn even more about this in a couple of weeks. And yeah, so thank you very much for coming into this session, Melis. Thank you for all the participants, and yeah, see you all soon next week. And yeah, have a great day and a great week. Thank you very much.